for today, since I've been doing a little bit of traveling for the past few days with the €9 ticket in Germany, which is a really, really nice idea. I saw a lot of places with the suffix, the ending heim in them, and I thought maybe it would be an interesting topic for a video as well, for a short video, to discuss a little bit the origin of the word home. So it's not very difficult to guess that the word is quite an old one. The Old English form would be harm, and it is distinguishable in the ending of places such as Birmingham or Nottingham. And well, it has a lot of relatives in other Germanic languages. So we have, for example, in Old Norse, we have Heimer. In Danish, Norwegian, we have hjem. In Swedish, we have hem. In Dutch, we have heim. In Gothic, we have heims. Yeah, so we can find a lot of related words. And the common root is the Proto-Germanic reconstructed word heimas. This word in its turn comes from an old Indo-European root, so Proto-Indo-European root, a suffixed verb to be more precise, and the original verb would mean something like to settle, to dwell, and also to cultivate, which is pretty commonsensical because you know, when you cultivate, this means you're already making that step from being a nomadic tribe towards being an agricultural society. So it makes a lot of sense. If you're looking for cognates, relatives in other languages, you are going to find them in Lithuanian, for example. We have kaimas. In Greek, we have probably kome, which was an unwalled village. Even the Latin situs, coming from the verb sino, meaning something located, also has to do with this word. You can also find cognates in Sanskrit, for example, and other languages in Old Church Slavonic, semia, the household, the family, respectively. Interestingly, in Gothic, the aforementioned word heims, it is used to describe or to translate words in Greek which did not meant town. So it was everything opposed to town, villages, rural communities, you know, and it also made a distinction between Anaheims and Afheims, so something belonging to home and something far away from home. It's quite similar to the distinction made in Dutch between inheims and outheims. Okay. In German, for example, we have the beautiful word Heimat, yeah, which is the homeland. And another interesting aspect of this old root is the fact that in Old Norse, Heimer also means world. Yeah. So we can interpret this in, yeah, I think 2 ways. So either as the progression from abode to one's native place, or you know, just the idea of the simple, close-knit rural community, basically representing your whole world, because we are speaking of archaic societies where networking, like we have it nowadays, was not really that ordinary. So your very you know, local community represented your whole universe. Okay, so the old Germanic sense of village is also preserved in the English word hamlet. And it is an interesting word, Hamlet not having to do with Shakespeare's Hamlet. That's just an anglicized version of Prince Amlodi from Saxo Grammaticus. I am referring here to Hamlet as in the word, the diminutive of Amel. So it's basically a double diminutive because it was already as such in French. And the French also took it from the Frankish version of the word, the Proto-Germanic word heimas. So it had the form heim, written spelled with an A. Okay, so Hamlet had a pretty specific sense, which was the sense of a village usually without a church. So without the church in the sense that it belonged to another parish in that sense. And of course, in the same century, in the 14th century, we also have the maybe more common word, again taken from French, actually from Latin via French, village, village. It's villaticum in Latin. Yeah, so coming back to this ending, heim or heim, it is quite spread in a lot of areas in Europe. It is spread in Central and Western Europe. It's spread in southern Scandinavia. It's spread in parts of France, such as Alsace and Lothringen. It's also spread in Schweiz, so in Switzerland. And this shows basically the movement of Germanic peoples back in the day. And in German, or in Germanic languages, more broadly speaking, there are different ways to build up names for places, so toponymies. You can either take the name of a person and then add Heim at the end of it. So, for example, Rüsselsheim or Arnheim, Mannheim, Hildesheim, and so on. So using the name. Another possibility is to use the name of a particular place or of a profession. For example, Mülheim, Mühle is a mill, or Kirchheim, Kirche is the church. And then, of course, you have the very common possibility of using a form of landscape and then adding again Heim at the end, and Bergheim is a common example here. So the home in the mountains or in the hills, Talheim, the home in the valley, Auenheim, that would be the home in the meadows, for example. So they also had other words to describe villages. So we have in English, for example, a word which is not really common anymore. It's kind of archaic, but again, it has been preserved in as an ending in several names of places. I refer to Thorp. And it has also relatives in Dorf, in German, or in Thorp, in Icelandic, or in Torpur in Faroese. The word is also to be found in Scandinavian languages, although again it has a very specific sense. Torp is like a solitary farm. So it doesn't really have this sense of community anymore. Like I said, it turned a little bit, it became a little bit archaic with the passage of time. And in Scandinavian languages, of course, we also have the word by, which is actually a town in Norwegian, but in Swedish it is a village. And this is just from the verb, from the Old Norse verb bua, which is to live, to dwell somewhere. And I'm going to end this short video on the origin of the word home, so heimas in Proto-Germanic, by mentioning the fact that it is the same root from where we have, for example, the word to haunt. To haunt, again, it's kind of intuitive, because if you haunt, if you're a ghost and you haunt a house, it means that the house has basically turned into your home. Okay, I hope you found this at least a little bit interesting, and if you want to find out more about such topics, try to check out my other videos, and if you like them, just hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot, and stay safe. Bye-bye.